Welcome everybody for the new edition of Return of the Knicks. My voice is a little raspy tonight because I was in the building live and in color. I'm gonna edit the video and put it up there. The New York Knicks win tonight, 121-96. Oh, let me tell you, after tonight's game, I had to come on. I normally don't like to come on after the game there, but I wanted to come on there in the building, live and in color, in person. Salute to Robert Parr. Salute to Maria. Salute Maria. Maria, hope you're doing well. And Robert Parr, of course, like always, my friend. Bam, I hope you're doing well. My guy there, wow. I barely could speak, Robert Parr. Barely could speak. I got a holes in the mouth trying to get that throat, little T. But boy, let me tell you, Nick Nation is alive. It's strong. It's in full force in Orlando, Florida. We are more than here. We are conquered the city beautiful. Wow. Wow. Was it me? It was a huge presence in Orlando, Florida. This was a Madison Square Orlando Garden, Florida. That's what it sounded like. Boy, the overwhelming cheers for Obi Toppin. My God, Obi Toppin. Everybody was cheering Obi. Obi. Everything Obi did was positive. What a game by Obi Toppin tonight. Phenomenal. The Knicks fans are in there in droves. They're very, 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 very loyal. I came live. If you saw me, I was live in the arena on for CT on the streets of buzzing podcast. I went on his program live from the arena. And I blessed him. He's all we help one another. That's what we do here. Content to creator, because there's plenty enough space here. You don't have to you know what they say, pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So you can't be a hog. So you got to share the wealth. So that's what I went to CT, and hey, I'm live and in color, and I was screaming, and we had people saluting, the Knicks fans saluting CT all the way to Australia. I said, this is going to Australia. It was beautiful. Yeah, I saw that, Robert Parr. You saw me there, and I'm shedding the love. And man, phenomenal night. I am so excited. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight. To be honest with you, I said, you know what? I'm gonna come on the stream. I know there's plenty of other streams going on at the same time. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on. I can't contain it. I'm hamming. We're 2-0, and the fact the way they played, the depth they played, seeing them live in person, my God, the way they share the ball, the substitution pattern by Tom Thibodeau, phenomenal. You know what? That you scored, you're up by 30 points before halftime. My God, it was so wonderful. 60 something, 64 points, if I'm not mistaken, at before the half. And Fournier shooting threes. Kemba, Derrick Rose, Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin looks like he's so much comfortable, eons ahead of schedule. Compared to last year, you're like, wow, no sophomore slump there. The young man is coming to a fruition and growing up in front of our eyes. Manuel quickly had a really good, solid game. Shooting the ball. I also saw Kemba Walker did some wonderful things. A better bounce back game from game one. Especially on the road. I managed to see Scott Perry. He passed by us. Also, RJ Barrett gave me a fist pump. I didn't get. I wish I had everything recorded. I should have gave the phone and dad also a GoPro. Should have gave my wife it to record it. Obi Toppin acknowledged the crowd. I had really good seats, and when I got closer down, even though the security asked us to go back, but I managed to get closer. Scott Perry. I didn't get Clyde Frazier. He was on the opposite side of the arena trying to get in there. I knew he was on the opposite side. He was taking pictures with everyone near and dear him. So it was shout out to Clyde Frazier enduring himself to the Knicks fans on the road as well. So I would have loved to take a picture with Clyde Frazier. Everything went crazy. Everything went. Uh, when I got there first in the arena, Derrick Rose was warming up, and we got to get Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, I yelled at it as loud as possible. Bronx in the house, I had a little smirk from him, which was cool. They hear it, they hear us, they hear us, the fans, when we acknowledge them. At the end of the game, when the game was almost over, Obi Toppin turned around to the crowd, gave us a fist bump because the crowd was going bananas. When I mean bananas, you hear the Obi Toppin chants. I mean, I'm hope that it wasn't drowned out by the noise in the arena or the telecast. The feed didn't allow it allowed it to go through naturally. It was They coursed him with a lot of Obi Toppin chants. I was like, wow, this fan base here, at least here, really has endured and really loves Obi Toppin. And old Julius Randle played a wonderful, phenomenal game. He did. He had a couple nice moves and dunks to the basket. Ooh, phenomenal, phenomenal. Julius Randle. Um, what can I say? Everybody in the crowd was so into it. Knicks, let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. The Knicks chants were up in fruition. It felt like a home game. It drew by the first time out in the fourth quarter, all the Magic fans left the arena pretty much. Orlando tried to make it. They went on a 13 plus run. They cut the deficit down to 17 a couple times, but the Knicks just battled. They toyed with them. They played. Alex Burks played a really good game as well. I thought Alex Burks hit some good quality threes in the fourth quarter. They moved the ball around. You even got to see Deuce McBride with a beautiful vertical block there. He didn't get the full block, but man, what a play by him coming in and hustling. Even despite being up by 20 points, and it was what they consider garbage time, but he was in there hustling. I saw him dive for a ball. The one thing I got scared, I got a little nervous was when I saw Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, he likes to fight for every rebound, and he just wants to jump out of the gym. But the way he comes down on his legs, or it's kind of worrisome going forward. Can you see a stupid injury happening again? You could, and that kind of worries me because he kind of left off. The trainer worked with him for about good 5 minutes. I was like, if he goes back to the locker room, I'm going to be concerned. I remember I texted my co-partner Chef Dan, and I said, Chef Dan, I think Mitchell Robinson is injured. No, and I showed him the pictures of them massaging him. I was behind the basket, about 15 to be exactly 15 rows away, and I could zoom in and I could see the Knicks bench right to there. I purposely wanted to take that angle there, and I saw when they were working on him, and he didn't go back to the locker room. I said I think Mitchell's fine, and he did return back to the game, by the way, and he just was impactful all around. You saw Sims play a little game as well, played well too. He's there to move the ball around, and you could tell that he needs more and more seasoning as the time goes by. But so far, what he's given you hasn't been nothing. It hasn't been anything bad, dreadful. He's been really serviceable. So you got to give that young rookie credit so far tonight. All the first two games that we've seen this season with Taj Gibson being on the maternity leave list, and also Norris Lowell not available with injury. To see Sims come in, at least played a few minutes, and he wasn't embarrassing. He was very well organized there. He runs with the flow with the and Derrick Rose. What can I say about Derrick Rose? As soon as he checked in the first time around in the game, boy, did he get a standing ovation. It felt like I wish that if during you guys that watched this saw the telecast or on MSG or wherever you watched it could really appreciate how much the crowd really endured Derrick Rose. And it was like, wow, this is really nice. That's a humbling experience. And then after the game, when the clock was winding down, or when Julius was substituted, he to Derrick Rose saluted and clapped to the fans. He clapped, to thank the fans like he always does, like a true leader he is. And boy, you gotta if you are a New York Knicks fan, this team is so likable. It endures to you. It speaks to you. It tells you they're a likable bunch of guys. There's not no arrogance. There's no cockiness. They just go blue collar guys that go out there like my old partner says, New York City gritty committee, and they are. They are gritty, and that endures the heart of us fans. We've been craving for the New York Knicks to be this good, this exciting, fun to watch, and captivating. There's so many adjectives that I could go on and speak about this team, but seeing it firsthand, up close and personal, phenomenal, phenomenal. One of the best investment I've done is go take the time to go see the Knicks. Remember, something that you can never get back is time, and to take my time to go and in person to see it, phenomenal investment, phenomenal. And let me bring in my partner here, uh, Chef Dan in the building. Chef Dan, salute, my friend. I'm a little low voice, not my usual ha ha ha, but it's for a good reason.
No, I see and I understand that. Salute to you. Salute to everyone in the chat. I hope everyone's doing great. I was able to catch the game on radio because I was at work during the time. So the only way I could listen to the only way I could get the game was via radio. So I was able to listen in on how the Knicks were able to kind of just put their put their foot on the necks of the Orlando Magic and kind of just run away with a complete victory. We even see the Knicks set a new franchise record for amount of threes taken during a game and the amount of threes that was actually hit during a game. Salute to you, Robert Parr, man. It's always love when you in the building, man. But yeah, we saw that they did that, and this really isn't an aberration of the Knicks because they were doing this in preseason. The games versus the I believe it was the Pacers and the Wizards, where we just kind of like the Knicks were able to be the team that chucks up a lot of threes. So right now we see that the team it's the second game of the season. We see the team trying to find a real balance between what shots are good, what shots are not. Yeah, so that's what I want to say. Kev, I just want to ask you a question, man. How did Kimba look to you watching the game?
Today much better, much better. I really liked it. He hit some. He hit a shot. He hit a couple shots with the shot clock going down. Cardiac Kemba. I was like, woo! That's something we didn't have before. Before it was breaking or shot clock violation. No, with him you got a chance that those bad boys are gonna start going in. Boy, that was exciting. I must have. Tomorrow I'm gonna be sore for going up and down, getting up and down from my seat.
Most definitely, that sounds fun. So yeah, I just I'm stopping by to show love and just I know you excited about the win. I'm excited about the win. Like I was on the train, trying to get the final four, the fourth quarter, but I already knew the game was over by then. But you still listen anyways because the Knicks they provide that energy for you, and so that's what I wanted to say, man. I also want to ask you a question, man. I really heard the OB love in it. Like, was it just like how was that in there? Like, you got to let me know because OB seemed
Ah.
to be going off today. Like, it was he made a conservative effort. Like, yo, I'm in a building where they're chanting my name. I'm running and gunning. I'm having a lot of fun with where in the where Tibbs tends to sub him in and with the right lineup, and we didn't see this last year, but the lineup that we have this year, with the players we have this year, they're capable of running. They're capable of upping the pace. And so you have an Obi Toppin you have an Obi Toppin or a RJ Barrett, really primarily these two players that in transition, 9 times out of 10, they're beating a lot of the other players down to the opposite end of the court. So just let me know, like having a guy like that, a guy who thrives in transition. This game must have been had a lot of transition points. How did he look tonight?
Obi Toppin looked phenomenal. He looks like he's ready to be a starter in this league. I know it's only 2 games. Let's pump the brakes, Jedi. But he looks more and more comfortable out on the floor, running the fast breaks. Look for in the future that he's going to be flying and running the fast break the way I'm not comparing them to, but the way LeBron used to feed Wade or in the fast break when they were in the heat, that all of a sudden rebound and all of a sudden the ball is poof, 3/4 of the court and they're going in for a quick transition dunk. Obi was a couple times open like that, and he was raising his hands up like throw it, and right now and it didn't go right now because they're learning how to trust each other, and gel. But boy, he's everywhere. Active hands, running the court. He missed a couple feet. He missed a few free throws on the line. But with this such a disparity of point, such a high lead that they had, you could be okay with that. But he's got to work a little more on his free throw. Remember, he wasn't used to getting called fouls last year a lot and going to the strike. So that's something now that he might have, something new that he's got to have to work on after the fact, and his free throw shooting. But other than that, because he's gonna get a lot of and ones, because he's strong. He's very strong, very athletic, and quick. I mean, he is fast. RJ Barrett, was pumping the crowd up. Where even in the fourth quarter, when you see him fist pumping, and he knew it because our section when we were was full of Knicks. I mean, I try to show a little bit of video around. I was surrounded with sea of Knicks fans. I think half of that section left all their free Magic shirts. They gave us all Magic shirts, and I think half of those folks left there, and it was phenomenal because salute to everyone that's gonna join us, watch us, that was at the game with us. That we handed out over 150 flyers of the Knicks, and I got the QR code, and I said just scan, and people were scanning the QR code. So those folks, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Nice to meet you all, Nick Nation in Orlando, Florida. Welcome aboard to the Bronx Sports Jedi Network. There is a platform here from Orlando that speaks about the Knicks, and right here, the Jedi, and Chef Dan and G Money and all the others that will join us at the Return of the Knicks podcast. We also do it here and also on the podcast. So we're expanding the Jedi family. So I want to salute everyone that joined us, that watched us, that are going to watch us from the Orlando Magic. That took, that I saw a lot of people scanning the QR codes, which was phenomenal. It was a little bit of a feedback. I'll go back to the game, but I want to thank every one of you guys that are supporting, that are going to watch and listen, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you. It was great to see and join this Knicks victory last night. Boy, Depth, Chef Dan, I'm excited. You see Thibodeau. He was cool. I loved it to see the Thibodeau with his hands out complaining. Oh man, it was phenomenal. I also saw Kenny Payne walk right by us before the game. Chef Dan, I know you were at work around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. I got in the building early. I managed to go on and I blessed CT's program with my presence from live from the arena, from the floor, from courtside, and we were on live streaming. I didn't have anyone to run the Net Jedi Network, but you know what? Let's share the content. I mentioned it earlier in the program here to Robert Parr and those that are watching that pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. So you can't be a hog because you're gonna get slaughtered. So you share the wealth. You share the wealth. You share the love, and you came live, and we went on his program. My wife, and we had people saluting him. Salute us. Hey, this is being transmitted live into Australia, and they were saluting Australia. It was very nice. It was a humbling experience, and I know he appreciated that we were live in the building, and just showing the love, the Nick love, and the way the Nick Nation is. And boy, you missed out the Clyde Frazier suit was a beautiful, beautiful
Oh, don't
only
even
wore
don't no no
Clyde
no no
Frazier.
no 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 wait, don't I gotta, because like I said, I didn't get to watch the game, I
Okay.
heard the game. And so I haven't, there's certain images I haven't seen yet. I gotta save that for like, for when I have the ability to. But I'm just, oh my god. If this is
he,
hello,
he,
can you hear me?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're loud
Okay,
and
all right.
clear.
I had to accidentally muted myself, but yeah, if this is what you're describing to me, man, I can't wait to watch the highlights, the replay, because every Knicks fan, even if you watch the game, you sometimes got to watch the highlights to just remind yourself that it's real. The Knicks won, and you have a reason to feel good. I'm kind of walking around my job cocky because they know I'm a Knicks fan. They see how we winning and everything. I just save that for me, man. And I just had to stop by and just show some love and give a quick salute because I gotta head. I gotta head to sleep. I gotta go right back to work in the morning time.
I hear
So I
you.
just wanted to come by, salute everyone. Robert Parr showed love. Maria, you always show love in the chat. Salute to you, Maria. So I hope everyone's doing well, man. And yeah, man, this victory got me through the rest of my day. I'll let you know that much. Like the game and hearing that the Knicks were so dominant during the first and the second quarter, like that helped me just coast through the rest of the day. Like, yeah, Robert Parr, let's not revisit that right now. We're happy for a reason. Let's not. Me and Kev have our own struggles with that, but we'll revisit that another time. But yeah, I just wanted to stop by and show love real quick and just say salute to everyone, and salute to you, Kev. I get you some hot, hot lemon juice. They're mixing some honey in there, brother. You need that.
Oh yeah,
You need that.
you know that's coming. That's coming right after I had the halls in here, getting the halls mental and getting ready for that. Man, it was phenomenal. This is a wonderful experience. I can't wait when they return back to Orlando again. I'm definitely returning, definitely there. You know, it was a phenomenal. You know, just and the accessibility. You know, other than it was a very accessible to get to just film and get close, not too close, but Clyde. I missed out on Clyde. Clyde came in through the other side of the arena, and he was taking pictures and going to the fans and enduring the fans. It was really beautiful to see Walt Clyde Frazier enduring and taking pictures and being very gracious. There was a point my wife was going to try to walk across to where Clyde was, and I said you could try, but I think he would have given her the time because we had like about 45 minutes left the game. We were just standing around talking, and Kenny Albert was in the building. To see good to see Kenny Albert also. It was good to see them really close. It's like wow, they're not army ants. They were right there. Really close, and I got a smile. I got a smile from Kemba when I yelled the most loudest BX in the house. And he smirked. They hear it. They hear all that stuff. All right, and then I managed to one of the most treat that I haven't mentioned was I managed to sit and it wasn't his brother. It was a family member of RJ Barrett, and he had a beautiful ring, like a championship collegiate type of ring, and and he was sitting in front of me, and me being nosy, my wife said, "Look at his ring." I go, "Man, he looks familiar." And I looked at him, and I go, "Looks." So then when he opened his phone up, it said Barrett. RJ, it said it, and I'm like, "Oh, he got RJ Barrett's number," and he's checking out the scores and checking out other things there, and he was in a nice suit. And I'm like, oh wow, that's R.J. Barrett's relative. It was a relative of R.J. Barrett's, so it was good to see him. I talked to him, not too much engaging, and I left it alone. I said, you know what? Okay, I respect that. He kind of knew who, all right, cool. Have a good night, and said our pleasantries, and I told him I had a podcast, and I just left it there, and they didn't want to push it, but but I know we're gonna expand in the Orlando market right now because we really marketed hard and folks were happy. And the only thing I parked was in the arena instead of parking outside of the arena where I was gonna see more fans, and I would have got more footage for our channel and have everybody just get in a big grove and just like the way they did in Madison Square Garden because they were chanting when we were leaving outside. But since the way the arena is set up in where I was, I got the VIP parking. I paid extra when I bought it, and it goes to a tunnel, an overhead bridge that goes right into the parking lot. I wasn't able to go outside, so if I would have went when I normally usually park outside and walk a little bit, it's not that far. You walk a little bit to the parking lot, then I would have saw a lot of drove of Knicks fans, and we would have got some really dope footage. And that's the only thing I regret. That's the only thing I regret of not doing that night. But all in all, it was salute to Rome, Jerome in the building. Salute. Happy Saturday afternoon in the Philippines. We just came back. I just came back from the Knicks game. That's why my voice is a little hoarse, screaming and yelling out of fandom, and it was phenomenal. All in all, I'm just gonna go over the quick numbers. Real quick. I know you have to go to bed soon. I'm not gonna stay on too long. Probably another half hour. If the chat gets busy, then if not, then I just wanted to give my thoughts and my what I thought about it. The Knicks. Their stats. They shot 50% on the road. 50%, 44 for 88. They short 44.4% from 3-point land, 24 out of 54. The only thing they have to clean up was the free throws. They shot 9 out of 17, 52.9%. They also were out rebound, but remember they didn't miss a lot of shots either. So that's a this they and one thing I could tell you, the turnovers, they had 11 turnovers, but they play really clean basketball, and 34 assists. Now, this is the number that you got to like here. They had 34 assists. When was the last time you could say you remember the New York Knicks had 34 assists in a game?
That's rare. That really is rare.
Yeah, that's the emergences of the point guards. Not only Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel quickly was very had a very good second game back. A very good bounce back game along with Walker. Phenomenal. Evan Fournier, my God, he looks so comfortable. He looked like he was built for the New York Knicks. This is he all in all, everybody first had eyebrows raised, and it was only 2 games. We hopefully knock on wood nothing happens. But for the first two games, what a signing so far. What he has brought to the team. Scouting report wise, seeing him, it keeps going. Now the Knicks have so much weapons with RJ Barrett as well. I see him attacking and looking strong to the basket. Obi Toppin looks so different, so new, so athletic. And we're still missing Taj Gibson. Nolan's Noel when he gets back with his defense. Just think about that, guarding the paint. Not we don't have to worry about him being a nuisance on offense because we have so much firepower around as another element to the game. Also look out for Sunday when the Knicks play the Magics. Julius Randle sent an intimidating message to Wendell Carter Jr. I don't know if you heard it on the radio. They had a scrum, Julius went strong to the basket, got the foul, and he didn't like the way he got fouled, but he actually got into his face and pushed him. He got hit with a technical, but he's setting up for you. I'm gonna intimidate you. I'm bully balling you, and that's it. And I think that's the message he's gonna send for Sunday's game against the Magic at home at the Garden.
Oh, most definitely, I agree with you there. Last thing I want to say before I run off to bed is, as far as Julius, man, I'm not. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be honest with the fans here. I was one of those people that I appreciated the season that Julius gave us last year, but I felt that with the addition of the new talent coming in, that by proxy of just sharing the court with these guys and sharing the rock with these guys, that I thought that there was going to be a slight regression in the stats that Julius Randle had. I didn't think there was going to be a regression in the skills, but as far as the stats, I thought there was, I genuinely thought that, with Kemba and Evan Fournier, and you have a Obi Toppin and Quick who's coming back better. I thought that his stats were going to take a bit of a dive, and to my surprise, right now, aside from, like, I know his stats haven't taken the dive, and that's the great thing to see. But aside from that, just watching Julius's demeanor this year, it seems like a complete it seems like the switch kind of flipped a little last year, but now it's flipped all the way this year. And so now Julius seems just pissed off at the world. And
Yep.
so a man who's angry and has nothing, like, he's kind of walking around like he has nothing to lose. So a man with nothing to lose has everything to gain, and that's the way he's kind of taking the approach in every day. And so that's a great approach to take, as far as the verbatim, the captain as the Knicks, if he is the captain of the Knicks, having that hunger and being able to just say, "Hey, nothing is, even what is given to us hasn't been earned, and we have to find a way to earn it. And even when we do earn it, we have to find more and more ways to convince people that what was earned wasn't, a fluke." Those things are very important. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Have a good night, Kev. Heal up, man, and
Yes,
good
sir.
night to the chat.
You have a good night, Chef Dan, and that's Chef Dan with us. Julius Randle, I'll give you his numbers. Julius Randle in 30 minutes, he had 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 assists, and 21 points. He was three assists away from a triple double. Phenomenal, phenomenal. That is phenomenal. As Chef Dan exits to go to sleep, he has to go to work tomorrow. And then you down then followed by RJ Barrett like tonight in 25 minutes only, but it was good to see them play a little bit of minutes and let everyone get the wealth in there. Had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 points. Mitchell Robinson, who gave us a little bit of a scare, played 28 minutes. He had 9 rebounds, 6 points, no assists this game, but he was really an active and he played really well. Mo Bamba started hitting some threes. I told you, I mentioned before, watch Mo Bamba. He's going to be a problem. He's shooting and he's stretching the floor. But we'll break the Magic later down or another time on the air. Evan Fournier tonight in 27 minutes. See, I like the balance. They didn't play a lot of minutes. There was a balance all around. 27 minutes. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Then followed by Kemba Walker, who only played 22 minutes, but it was good 22 minutes. He had 11 points. He only had 1 assist, although it felt like he was really contributing more. But the numbers a little misleading there. I saw Kemba Walker more engaged and running an offense there. Then you had Derrick Rose followed by with 24 minutes. So 22 for Kemba, 24 for Derrick. You pretty much, I think that's a good recipe if you ask me for your point guards. You know, Derrick Rose had no rebounds, though he had 7 good assists and 12 solid points. He was really, really key, very good. And then followed by 23 minutes of Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin played 23 minutes, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points. But those 13 points, boy, they were really impactful, energetic, had the crowd more electrified, and Emmanuel quickly in 20 minutes had 16 points. But Obi Toppin felt like he had I thought he had like 24 points the way he electrified us. We had 16 points from Emmanuel quickly in 20 minutes with 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Much better game by and then of course. And then Alec Burks. Look at all this balancing of minutes and scoring and wow, it's just amazing to see. You know, they really emptied out their bench today and played everyone. Alex Burks had 18 minutes in the game, 12 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Then you had Jericho Sims who played 10 minutes. Good, solid 10 minutes of basketball. He really did play well. He had 4 rebounds and 2 points. Then you even got to see the deep bench start getting in the game. You had 5 minutes of Quentin Grimes had 3 points. Kevin Knox got on the floor in 4 minutes. He had an assist. He assisted on the Quentin Grimes three. You know, Miles McBride, he only played 3 minutes. He had nothing on the score table, but he had a really good athletic block that, wow, you're just like, wow, you see the athleticism in him. And then also you even had Wayne Selden come in the game for garbage time, but everyone got on the floor. And that's what you want to see going forward. What the Knicks did tonight was what a good team does. They go and they beat an inferior opponent. They didn't play down to the opponents. There was everybody, other podcasters, salute to all you other podcasters were saying, will the Knicks play down to their competition? You know what? Sometimes you think so because we've seen it in the past. But this is something different about this New York Knicks team, and it's just 2 games though. It's 2 regular season games, but if you look at it in total, it's 6 games with the preseason. I know they don't count, but they're playing exactly the same way from Jump Street from the preseason. They're well balanced. Their minutes are well balanced, well managed. They know their roles. They're comfortable with their roles. They're not trying to overstep their boundaries and and go above and beyond their individual roles. And it's showing. They're showing right now. 2 games, and this is the way you want to start your first 10 games of the season. Right now, you're 2-0 right now. You still got 8 more games to go. You have to continue this good trend here. You're playing now you come home to an Orlando Magic team. Now you have to continue this intensity, protect your home court, 2, not have a letdown game and not be full of yourself. Well, you when I mean not full of yourself, just because you are the Knicks and you won this game by this amount of a large amount of margin doesn't mean because you're going to show up on the court on Sunday you're going to win. They are professionals. Terrence Ross is a very good a deep threat at the three, shooting the 3 pointers. Cole Anthony, very athletic, quick guard. Mo Bamba has taken the next step in becoming a stretch 5 in this league. Granted, they're not showing you. You see the inexperience, yes. You see them talent wise, they're lacking. Remember, they had a lot of guys out. They had Isaac not in the game. Marquise Folks wasn't available. They had Michael Carter Williams unavailable. They have a lot of injuries. A lot of guys are not on there. Their bench is very limited. Um, I thought I was going to see more of Roger Hampton, to be honest with you, for the Orlando Magic. I went to see the Orlando Magic against the San Antonio Spurs. It's going to be now 2 Sundays. They played very well against the Spurs. They moved the ball. They trailed a little bit, but they kept coming back. Though when the Knicks were up by 31 and they went on a 13-0 run, I was a little concerned. Not much, a small minor concern because I was in that building a week prior to that, and I seen this Orlando Magic team come back and erase a 21-point deficit against the Spurs. And yes, they didn't win that game at all from the Spurs, but they were 1 possession away from tying or taking the lead against the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, it was a preseason game, but that transforms into the regular season. That you get into those kind of habits, not that even if the score says you're up that high, if we continue hustling and continue playing hard, they're going to try to make a run. So when they cut that to 17, I was a little minor concerned. I was like, okay, this is the home opener for the Magics. They're at home for the first time this season. They just did on a 13-0 run. If this game gets under 12 or close to 12, I'm going to be really, really concerned. But here we go. Lo and behold, the Knicks uh, spread the ball. They passed the ball around the perimeter. Quickly was smart in that fourth quarter. He had an opportunity. He saw. Oh, they were thinking he was going to go backdoor with Obi Toppin, and he kicked it to Burks, and Burks clutched back-to-back three-pointers. There was a time there when after that 13-0 run, the Knicks and the Magic exchanged like about at least three-pointers in a row. Magic scored back-to-back, and it was like, wow. The Knicks like saying, you know what, you're gonna give me a punch, I'm gonna punch you right back, and it was like a heavyweight fight. You hit me with your right cross, and the Knicks hit them back with a right cross. So it's good to see that. Now the Knicks got something to answer. When someone gets hot, and when the momentum three-pointers from other teams, they also are able to swing the ball and get into their offense to hit the open threes and answer back. So it was really good to see that. I thought Julius Randle played a phenomenal game. Like I said, only a couple assists away from a triple double. I would have loved to him to got a triple double in Orlando tonight and started off. Right now I think he had 30 something points. Uh, First game, and he had 21. So he's averaging somewhere around 24, 25 points a game, which is good. That's what you want, and you want to see that. But what I came away impressed tonight out of all things, though, was the balance scoring. The balance scoring and the balance minutes. No one was really overtaxed. No one played too many minutes. Everyone had a nice flow, a nice rhythm. I think Thibodeau coach. Yeah, of course, when you win by so much points, you're gonna say, well, everything was perfect. I can say whether things were a little not perfect was the free throw line. You know, that wasn't perfect. You got to hit your free throws. That's something in later down the road, especially if you're in a playoff situation, or if you're up by two, three, two possessions or one, and you get fouled by other opposing teams, you want to hit your free throws to seal games at the line. You got to learn how to seal games at the line. So later down the road, that's just a little constructive criticism in my part going forward. They got to be able more clutch at the free throw lines, more take advantage, because they are going to get more whistles because the way they move the ball around and open shooters, and they're going to be open penetration drives, they're going to be fouls opportunities. So they got to clean up their free throws. And I think with time, it's only game two. They'll get into a rhythm, the shooting rhythm, the good habits, and they'll hit more free throws going forward. Now, what I also like tonight, they hear us. They know that we're there to support them, and they feed off of that. That's why Nick Nation, I salute you guys. You guys were there in droves. You guys were there front and center. It was joyful and proudful to be part of that audience with you guys and be there. It was phenomenal. The game was fire. Yep, absolutely. It was phenomenal. It was perfect. It was so. It was a Friday night Knicks night. It was just really, really just like that for the first Friday night game of the NBA regular season. Wow. Unfortunately, Orlando wasn't a real good team. This would have been another beautiful nationally televised game. Would have been phenomenal to have that, to see that kind of performance on a national televised. That's okay because it keeps the Knicks under the radar a little bit. You go out there, you beat Orlando. You're 2-0 right now. You got them Sunday. Don't take your foot off the pedal. You go there and you take care of business. You hosting them back at home at Madison Square Garden. You don't let them come to your floor and win this game or try to steal this game. They're going to be desperate. They're 0-2. They want to win their first game. They're going to be a little desperate, so you really got to be careful. You're going to get a real desperate Orlando Magic team. Remember, they could run and gun. They're fast. But what I like about the Knicks, they have that same athleticism and that speed to match with them. And we shall see going forward how Thibodeau coaches and his rotation. And right now, I like the balance. If he keeps playing players and keep them fresh and keep them, it also will take away the injury bug. One concern I do have is with Mitchell Robinson. Like I said, he really gives his whole body when he fights for those rebounds, those 50-50 balls, those loose balls. He really does. He really gives up. He really hits the floor hard. He really goes after it. and you gotta appreciate that. You gotta really appreciate it that he really goes out, but he's gotta you gotta dial it back a little bit, big guy, because you're really gonna get injured. He hit the deck a couple times hard. And the last time when he came out and they massaged him for about almost like 3 to 5 minutes, I was worried. I said, if he goes back to the locker room, boy, something dangerous, something scared there. You know, and no, he stood there. They massaged him. He got back in the game, so I was like, oof. It was a big sigh of relief, but Mitchell Robinson, his presence on the floor, it's for real. It's for real. Um, I guarantee I could say even though the Knicks were undermanned with talent wise, now looking at it, hindsight and let everything cool off last year with the Hawks, even if Mitchell Robinson was on, we might have gone maybe the 7 games and lose, but he makes a difference. Mitchell Robinson makes a big difference for the New York Knicks, and we just got to keep that young man healthy. You got to keep him healthy, keep him fresh, and hopefully Nolan so well. I trust Thibodeau to manage those minutes on those centers, and not for nothing, 10 minutes from Jericho Sims, he's not going to embarrass you out there. The kid is not overmatched. He right now, let me tell you this, he's a little more ahead, much more ahead in his development than Mitchell Robinson was year one. And I know Mitchell Robinson was also a second round pick as well. But I'm not saying that Jericho Sims is going to be better than Mitchell Robinson. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I think Mitchell Robinson is a force to be reckoned with on the offensive glass, and the way he prized and plays defense. He was actually running around and following Cole Anthony for a bit on switches. So he was very impressive tonight. But Jericho Sims for the development stage when uh, Mitchell Robinson was year one. Sims is much more polished. Remember? I know if you remember when Mitchell Robinson first came, he used to get into a lot of foul troubles quick and get a lot of quick fouls. Jericho Sims doesn't get into that. He plays smart. He's a threat. He went to the free throw. He gets fouled. He knows how to get the offensive rebound. He does box out well, so he has good techniques. He has good fundamental techniques with Jericho Sims. You gotta like that for so far with the rookie and his game, and the game will slow down for him once he gets into the G League. Once the G League opens up in December, he's on a 2-way contract. The Knicks could keep him there as long as they can, and he could just go play down there and develop his game. It was nice to see also Iggy Basrakis get in the game as well. He played for the Magic, so led down the stretch. It was nice to see him play. He was just out there getting some playing time, some floor time. It was good to see. All around, what a great experience. I just wanted to make a quick video up there. Just salute to everybody and thank you for all watching. I'm going to get rest for my throat. I would love to elaborate and stay longer. And because I do want to continue speaking about the different things and what could be possible with the Knicks and and a lot of good things, a lot of positivity. But I definitely want to rest up the voice because I know I'm going to be doing the watch along Sunday with the Magics and the Knicks. I'll be definitely calling that because I will be here, not in the Garden. I would love to be there though, also. But hey, it was good. It was a great experience. I can't wait for them to return back to Orlando or even maybe a trip down to the Miami Heat arena. Let's see how everything goes, everything how schedule work wise and everything that goes with it, the availability of tickets and all that good stuff to go. I would like to see my New York Knicks again in person. It was fun. It was phenomenal. Like I said, the crowd was wonderful. Of course, the venue is always a nice venue, and not because I live in the city in Orlando, but it is a nice stadium. The Amway Center is a beautiful arena. It's very nice, state of the art, modern. It's the music, the sound system is really good, adequate. They put on a good show. The mascots, the cheerleading, and all the different venues, the food. It's a really good arena. It doesn't compare to Madison Square Garden. Nothing is Madison Square Garden. But you know what? Amway Arena is nothing to sneeze either. They don't stay behind. The Bowles family do a real good venue. They put on a good venue. They have a good building there here in Central Florida. It's a really nice place to come and watch. I've been to other Magic games, not against the Knicks, but other teams, and it's a really good atmosphere. The crowd does get into it, but tonight was a Knicks night. All the Knicks must have bought all these tickets because there was nothing but I sat next to nothing but Knicks. There was Knicks here, Knicks there. Just a couple Magic fans that were sprinkled here and there, and they left a little. They left in the start of the fourth quarter. They knew they were gonna. It was just too much. I thought they were gonna leave at halftime. It was 30 points, and like, oh my god. But it was good to talk to other fans around me and say, when was the last time we ever think the Knicks were up by 30 points and scoring 65 points and a half? We're like, wow, and up by so much. It was nice being on the other side of a blowout, and like, wow, so this is how other teams felt when they used to beat up on us. Now it's good to feel on that other side. And I know it's only 2 games, guys. I know that, and I want to keep and pump my brakes. But hey, we won. We did it. We did, and they did it. Actually, they put in the work. And the thing is, you see their hard work manifest day in, day out. Just trusting the coach, trusting the system, also following their encore leader, which is Julius, and now Derrick Rose, because Rose knows Thibodeau's system like the back of his hand. And he's out there during the timeouts. Well, I wanted to give you a little insight during the timeout breaks. You see Derrick Rose. If he's not in the game, he goes finds whoever's in the game, talks to them like whoever. I mean whoever's in the game from the point guard or the guard position, and explains and talks to them and see the plays and gives them his input. So it's like having another coach, an extension of Tom Thibodeau, from a player who knows technique wise and footwork or what they see, court vision, and it's showing so much and helping out this team, this organization so greatly that it's like, wow, you got to be excited. You finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to win a championship, but they're really getting close. They're in the super right tracks, and we need to stop pumping the brakes. My fellow content creators, you could say what you do what you like, but why do we need to trade our players for someone else's players? Why can't we develop and create our own Golden State Warrior type? They drafted, they bought their own players. And granted, we might not have a Steph Curry in our pocket, or trade, or trade, or Draymond Green, or we don't have them. We might not have them, but why can't we? Let's see. We don't know. Let's see what quickly develops, what Obi Toppin develops. We know with Julius Randle, and like Chef Dan was saying, he playing with so much fire and anger. Like, you still don't put respect to my name. That's how he's playing out there on the court. How much more do I gotta show you and prove to you that I could do. And you gotta love what Julius Randle does. And he does it by example. He leads it by example. He doesn't blabber mouth or talks his mouth. He just goes and does what he has to do. Okay, he puts on his hard hat and he goes out there and he has uh, a good partner in RJ Barrett that just follows him. Let's go. Let's get together. Let's work. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's put on our Timberland boots and let's go out there and let's this these refrigerators are gonna move themselves. Like the video. That the song in the '90s, and they're gonna move. They're gonna do great things if they continue playing and trusting themselves, and they'll develop and get into it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Julius Randle does take that next step that he needs to improve from last year. There's always room. There's always hunger. Remember his contract has incentives. If he reaches a certain marks, the numbers keep growing. So he's motivated. He's motivated, and he embraces the city. He embraces this role that he has, and you gotta love it. And what you could say about RJ Barrett, this is our guy. We drafted this kid. He's the kid that we drafted. That we brought him up here. We developed him. We're developing him, and this is what we want to see the end results. Why should we trade him away for someone who is an all-star? Yes, that could help, but it's going to give us only 2 years or three, maybe. We need to pump the brakes on that. We'll wait for that bridge to cross if the team needs to upgrade at that time. But right now, let's see what this team does. We had a nice playoff run last year. Despite we didn't like, we lost in the gentleman's sweep. But we pretty much ran everyone back except for a couple positions that we needed the major upgrade, and we upgraded. So let's run the course. Let's see what we have with it, and it's just us as Nick as the fan base. But I think as an organization, I think they're in that page. We brought these guys in. Let's see what this brings us. We got the right head coach in here in Tom Thibodeau. We trust our developing coaching staff in Huchamaru. You got Kenny Payne, Greer. They put the work in. They really show what this organization, how to develop these players. The atmosphere has changed. The culture, everyone says that word, but the atmosphere, they're in a winning atmosphere now. They think that every game they could play is they play together as a unit, they play together as one, and share the wealth and share the rock. They're gonna have success. It shows, and then you see that great. They're getting into that. They remember last year they were learning how to win. Now they're winning. So they spent last year learning how to become winners. Now they're winning, and now they're going to try to show us they are winners. They're taking that next step of learning how to win now to win, and those are a good sign of a winning team. A good winning team is going to a team like Orlando, who's decimated with injuries, who's not known to be, is going to have a rough season, maybe a lottery team, you know, but they went out there and they took care of business. Now we need to see this encore Sunday night. If the Knicks go show us this encore Sunday night, now we're really gonna be like, all right, 3-0. But you know what? It's good. It's a good feel good 3-0. You beat the Boston Celtics. You swept the Orlando Magic. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but you got to win your home games and you got to do good what good teams do. So, with that said, guys, I wanted to just come on real quick. I wanted to give a good hour of my time here to you guys. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Hit that like, subscribe, share it in your page, share it, and I really appreciate it so more people could enjoy this content. And for all those that are going to listen to us either through the podcast later on or through the replay on YouTube, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. As Knicks fans tonight, we always say, may the Knicks be with you and may the sports be with you. This is Bronx Sports Jedi saying, you guys, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for your time. Boy, I'm stoked. I'm gonna probably go walk, have some tea. This is it's phenomenal. Maybe watch the game on replay at MSG. But oh man, it was phenomenal, guys. Many blessings. Have a wonderful night, my friends. Maria, have a good night. Robert Parr, have a good night. JC Cruz, say have a good night. Everyone in the chat. Chef Dan, I know you're listening before going to sleep. Have a good night, my friend. Have a good day at work tomorrow. And we'll see you guys on the next time on the podcast, the Return of the Knicks. We'll have a round table. We'll get more folks on, and we'll break it down, guys. So from me to you, saying, have a good night and many blessings.